Hey Josh, how you doing? Can you hear us? Yeah. Josh, can you hear us?
No, he's muted.
Good.
Hey, this is Josh.
Okay, awesome.
Hi, Josh.
Hey guys, sorry, I was running over from the other room.
No worries, no worries. It's 6:29. We'll get started. When it says 6:30. So the echo. It should be on the internet. And then, yeah, we'll talk about. All right, everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. We are recording audio check. It is March 11th, 2024, 6:30 p.m. Regular city council meeting. We will get started. So, and item 1, call to order, roll call, Billy Mayfies.
Roxanne O'Neill. Lydia Bryan Valdez.
Candace Blake.
Tony Valdez.
Linnell Strawn.
All right, and we have no one else on the call. Oh, and Cynthia McCall is here. She is in the back getting the rest of the backup together, which are the meeting minutes previously council meeting. So with that, we'll go to agenda item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, okay.
Okay, gonna move on to agenda item 3, public comments. Comments will be taken from the audience on agenda or non-agenda related topics. The council will make no comments, take no action during public comment, present. There is no one in presence today and no one else on the call. Josh, Mr. Katz, do you want to make a public comment by chance?
I don't have any public comment, but if you want, we can, call the agenda items that you would like me to handle. I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, so I think we probably wanted to talk about 4C, right? That needs to go.
Yeah,
And
4C and then
and
probably 5F. And I might recommend, I can make a public comment about 5F, and then we should probably have some discussion in executive session.
Okay, so why don't we skip down to 5F, get that done, and then move
Sure.
into executive session, and then we'll follow up with 4C, and I believe that will conclude your time.
Okay.
for this meeting, right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So on 5F, I can speak publicly about some of the things that are public at this point. 5F is the update regarding Hayes Commons development application to the TCEQ to create a municipal utility district in the former ETJ of the city. So as you know, the council asked me to request a contested case hearing on the Hayes Commons application to create a MUD. The TCEQ commissioners had their meeting last week, which I attended virtually. And the long and short of it is that the city of Hayes request for a hearing was granted. So we are going to be referred to the State Office of Administrative Hearings, which is the administrative law judges, and they will have a contested case hearing on the application to create the MUD. There was also an application granted for a number of landowners, some of whom I believe are y'all. There's a list of maybe 18 or so individual landowners that the TCEQ commissioners granted standing to be parties in the case, the contested case on the application to create the MUD. Unfortunately, the TCQ commissioners denied the request for hearing from some of the environmental groups. In fact, all of the environmental groups that requested a hearing got denied, and that includes the Save Our Springs Alliance, the Greater Edwards Aquifer Alliance, and I think one other that whose name I'm blanking on right now. But unfortunately, what's that?
St. Barton Creek.
That's exactly right. Save Barton Creek. So unfortunately, the TCQ commissioners determined that those environmental groups lacked what's called associational standing. In order for an association to have standing, generally they have to demonstrate that individual members of their group would have standing on their own. And the way, I kind of maybe disagree with the way the commissioners came down, but they came down and said none of those three environmental groups have associational standing to be parties in the contested case. So the next step is that eventually we'll get an order referring the MUD application from the TCQ to an administrative law judge who will have the hearing on that. And then they'll set a procedural schedule. So that hasn't happened yet, but it will be sometime in the next few weeks.
Okay.
I have a question regarding the three environmental groups that did not receive standing. Can they appeal that decision?
I think they can ask for rehearing or reconsideration. I'm pretty sure under either TCQ rules or the Administrative Procedures Act, they could do that. I'm not aware that they have yet, but I think the meeting was just last Wednesday, so their deadline to do that wouldn't have passed. I don't have it in front of me, and I can't remember off the top of my head if what I just said is 100% correct, but I'm pretty sure you can ask for reconsideration of something. It's just that there isn't a great success rate on those sorts of motions.
Josh, it's Candace Blake. I was at that hearing, and some of us talked to Mike Clifford and Jim Camp after the meeting, and they said that was just totally expected, that they would not be given standing, and they still will be very involved in the whole procedure all the way through. So.
Yeah, well, the bad news is that without sharing in legal fees and expert testimony, the burden of all of the court cases and witnesses fall to the city of Hayes.
I would like to have, if we can, I'd like to have an executive session where we can talk a little bit about some of those issues.
Okay, hold on, Josh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna table this for a little bit. Mr. Davis is on, so I want him to be able to get through the things he wants to talk about first, and then we'll let him, and then we'll resume 5F. So 5F.
No problem.
Now, hello, Mr. Davis. Hope you're going all right. I want you to be able to speak on the agenda items pertinent to you, and then let you get back to some rest.
Well, I'm comfortable with continuing with this agenda item. I think it's important to talk about the fees on the MUD, and it's an important thing that I would like to be able to participate in. So I would suggest, I would request that we continue on this item, and then we can deal with the other items.
Okay.
And if it's okay, then at that time I'll choose, what I think is important, and then I can get back.
Okay, all right. So we are resuming agenda item 5F. We're going to the executive session. Mr. Rockshuber, we're going to put you on pause. Do you write you two? I'm going to need two phones, my phone for Josh, and then one for Mr. Davis. So, all right. So time is 6:38. Council is meeting into executive session on agenda item 5F. So we are pausing at this time.
Okay,
Ready?
thanks, y'all.
Thanks.
So you don't need to call America.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so they're coming in.
Okay,
So,
everyone, council is out of executive session. Time is 7:20, March 11th, 2024. We will resume the regular city council meeting. We have closed out, so continue on with 5F, receive updates, take appropriate action. Regarding Hayes Commons development application to the Texas Commission on environmental quality to create a municipal utility district within the city of Hayes, former ETJ. No action, just an update, and we will close that one out. Okay, and so we also did talk about for C, new business. Discuss and possibly take action regarding compensation for the mayor and the city council members. And so in this discussion, it was discussed that Mr. Katz was going to do a little more research on that and get back to us on the next council meeting. So I would suggest we table this. Is there a motion to table this? Motion has been made by Lydia. Is there a second? Second by Glenell. Take this to a council vote. All in favor? All in favor. Thank you. Okay, we'll get back up and go from top down. 4A, new business, receive and take appropriate action on the February 2024 financial report. And Mr. Katz, I think that concludes our time with you. If you want to jump off.
Thank you, council. I appreciate it. You guys have a good meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Davis, you have the floor.
Oh, great, thank you. It's the same information that I normally provide on the report. Importantly, you have a listing of all the transactions that were made in the out of the bank account, a summary of the deposits and a listing of each individual withdrawal from the bank account and how it was withdrawn. And bank drafts are usually automatic situations where we've set up an agreement with like Texas Disposal where they can automatically take the money out of our account to pay the bill, and also debit card, and those would be where myself or Cynthia usually have used the debit cards that we're in possession of to pay certain bills. So you can see in the bank account, we took in 42,000 and spent 20,571. So there's a nice excess for that month. I will say on my cover page where I have a few observations, I show that this is a statement for 5 months, and that the water revenue was $20,000 less than for the same period last year, and I think the reason is that Elliott Ranch has made a lot of effort to get their residents to conserve water, and so the water revenue from Elliott Ranch has decreased, which is not good for our finances, but it's good for what we are responsible to do during a drought, and so that's a good thing, and we appreciate what Elliott Ranch has done to get water conservation. And of course, we know that we're in stage 2 now, so we're in a lot less serious water situation than we have been, and we hope we have significant rains so that we can survive the summer without too much problems. So that's all I have. Would be happy to answer any questions.
If I may, Cynthia, Mayor Harvey, we received a letter from the IRS. I just wanted to know if Cynthia opened it today. Cynthia, did you open the letter from the IRS? Okay, can we let Mayor Harvey know what it says?
Yeah, that would really be on the next agenda item, I think.
But I just wanted to let you know that it came in.
Hold on,
Okay.
we'll look at that in the next one. So we're gonna close out the 4A. See, and take appropriate action on February 2024 financial report.
Okay.
We're gonna move into 4B. Update and take appropriate action regarding claims for refunds of payroll tax penalties.
That's what I think it is, the.
There's the IRS again.
Okay.
Yeah, what, Cynthia, what did the IRS letter say?
Always got it.
All right. So. The taxpayer received a form 940, employees annual federal unemployment, CUDA tax return for the tax periods indicated above. That's December 31st, 2023. You are not required to file form 940. Federal, state, and local government agencies are exempt from federal unemployment tax. Please destroy any form 940 returns you may have received. Do not make tax deposits or federal unemployment tax. Even though you are not liable. for-
Yeah, the QuickBooks Online filed and paid like 40 something dollars in unemployment taxes for 2023. You file that report once a year, and the city is not required to file that report. I didn't realize that they were doing it, it's kind of on autopilot, and I wasn't able to change it, because I didn't realize it till after they notified me that they had paid and filed that report. So I'm glad IRS is thinking in our best interest on that situation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
just hear about.
So on my report, this is really an update. I don't think there's any action to take, but what I wanted to say was, just to tell you that we have paid all the taxes and penalties that were due from 2019 through June of 2022, and we're seeking refunds of the penalty, not the interest, and of course not the taxes. We filed a claim for refund. We were we sent letters on those, and they denied it per the letter, and so we appealed it and filed claims for refund. And we'll see what they say. And that's been a long time. The possible amount of is about $12,000 that would get. But I did get, let's see, for 2017, the taxes were paid, but the return was not filed. So we would be subject to failure to file penalties for those periods, which would be about $5,255, which we've recorded and taken as an expense on our financial statements. However, I got transcripts for those years, and IRS is showing us that we have a zero balance. So it says to me, they're not charging us for those failure to file penalties. However, the statute of limitation is still open for a little while, so I'll, my plan is just to keep it as a liability on our books in case they change their mind and say, well, you didn't file in time, so you have those penalties. So that's just a little update on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
All right, you want to close that one out? For A, for B, closed out, thank you. All right, moving on to for D.
I would say, Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If we could do the budget amendments, then I would be finished.
It's not on the agenda.
There's no budget amendment on the agenda.
Darn it. Well, why didn't that get on there? I know it was on there.
It's not on the agenda.
It's not there. No.
Uh,
No worries.
It,
on the next one.
wait just a second. I'm pulling up.
If anyone has it on their agenda, speak now. If not, Mr. Davis, we don't have it on our agenda, agendas. So.
Okay, I apologize. It's in your backup. It
worries.
means nothing.
No worries.
So I'm signing off. Thank you all.
Thank you. You're glad you're home.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we're gonna move on to 4D, take action to approve the meeting minutes for February 12th, 2024, regular city council meeting.
I know we discussed this earlier, but what we asked Josh to do, and what he said he would get back to, it's already in the accompanying notes. The answer's already there.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to do more research. Yeah.
Yeah, we did research it, right? It's already there, fully researched. That was asked for in January, which would have been. Question was sent to him in January. Super done.
Are there any questions along in the meeting minutes? If not, it's just motion to approve. Motion as made
Second.
and seconds. Take this to a council vote. All in favor? Voting? Still reading? All in favor? Sure, you want, okay. All in favor? Okay, here you go. Moving on to agenda item 4E. Consider take appropriate action on request to approve an order of cancellation of the city election and certification of unopposed candidates. Or no votes.
I think everybody has to sign these.
Everyone? Oh,
I was asked for being said everyone. I mean,
Mayor,
everyone.
secretary, that's all.
It's just
That's only you and Billy.
yeah, so if something needs to be signed next meeting, then we
Well,
can do
here
that.
they are.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it was just two of them.
okay, this one says signature. This one,
This one just says.
Well, then we
mayor.
have three of these then.
this one said,
Yeah, this one's for order.
And we need three different of these.
Order of cancellation.
Just to be safe,
Let's
the
stop that.
one sign, the one that doesn't, okay, so let's continue on, a motion has been made. Is there a second? And a second,
For what?
we've got to approve this. This,
Canceling the election.
Cancellation.
yes, yes, okay, motion has been seconded by Candace.
It was the first, it was my motion.
All right, we'll take this to a council vote, all in favor? All in favor?
So I gotta sign this, huh?
I think just the mayor and the secretary sign.
I know, I asked.
It's not the
That's
person.
what made.
This one says.
So Tony, this one, that one is you and.
Oh, okay.
This one is for each candidate.
Just to be safe, just sign it, and if we don't need it, we'll shred it.
Yeah.
Okay?
You got Tony, should I put on Tony?
Pick the name.
So,
Huh?
Pick the name.
so
No, they both.
you
have
sign,
names.
date all of these, and then you seal these all tonight.
Oh.
This has to have a seal, right? So,
Okay, this is this one. And Tony has one like that too. And who else?
everyone needs to know.
No, that's for the newly elected.
Yeah.
For
The other one only has to be signed by the mayor and the city secretary.
Yeah.
The candidates,
It's Gail.
yes, Gail has to sign that one.
Gail has to sign.
There's only one for you in your official capacity and Cynthia. The other ones are for the folks coming in 24, 26. So me, Tony, and Dr. Hutchins.
Do that, and then.
We'll have to take it to her house to have her sign it.
You get that from Gail later on, or are you able to do that?
Tomorrow.
I guess.
I'll drop this off anyway, no, I mean, I think Davis has this anyway, so just,
Print it off.
I'll put this in his mailbox, so. Tony, if we can get your,
Oh, it's Tony and Gail.
yep,
And we have mine already. Tony has his already.
here we go.
Dr. Hutchins.
Yeah.
You know, she's got like numerous PhDs. Yeah.
She's very smart.
Wow, yeah, and she published.
Yeah. Impressive.
So who else do we need? Oh, then we're getting Gail.
So, all right, so that concludes new business, moving on to. 5, unfinished business, 5G, receive update with appropriate action. Concerning the 2024 total eclipse event at City Hall on April 8th, 2024.
Okay, we've all been really busy and haven't had a chance to meet. But I think what it boils down to is that we will get 3 6-packs of soft drinks. Like Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper, 7-Up. We've got water.
So actually 12 packs.
That would be
It
18.
costs about the same 6-pack or a 12-pack.
Okay, we can do that if you like. I don't know if that many people are gonna come, but
Yeah.
we can do that and just store in the refrigerator.
There's a whole bunch of refrigerators.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, we have water, but I'm looking for soft
12
drinks.
packs of soft drinks, well?
Also, I think Linnell volunteered cookies and you volunteered cookies.
Y'all are making cookies? Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
I think I might just go to the store and get one of those variety packs of chips
Mhm.
and just bring that. I mean, you just have to reimburse me, that's on me. And I've got the glasses.
You already have the glasses?
I already got the
Nice.
glasses. I've got 30 glasses.
My brother just wrote me, and I was telling him about I was trying to get him to come, but, he said that he saw the thing about, these people were scamming these glasses that are not the real things, and you need to look for a 5-digit number on.
Okay,
Did you know that?
Yeah, I've ordered them before, the previous.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then we've got chairs, you know, that I'm willing to come early and set up chairs, like let's set up a chair in the carport. And we out here. Starts at 12:15.
Starts at 12.
Totality is 135 and the show's over at 2:15, so it's a 2-hour window. I don't want any parking in the yard or in the driveway. So we can put a row of chairs across the driveway, they can park on the street. Maybe Alan McCorkle will let people park since he's next door.
The people across the street, if it's the same ones, they
They get rolled.
They're
absolutely
Oh, right.
do not want any.
Well, but
Even
that's,
in the right of way.
That's true.
but, yeah, that's why I have an issue with it. It's public right of way.
It's a right of way, but they get mad, so.
Keep 'em
we'll
away.
just-
So, yeah.
Well,
you know,
we'll keep him
we
happy.
Direct people to park, maybe Alan McCorkle. I don't
A
think
long
Leo
fence line.
Schwartz lives across the street anymore.
Well, it wasn't Leo's house, it was that other one, the goat man's house.
No, I know who you're talking about. It doesn't allow parking. I'm talking about Leo.
Whether
Schwartz.
he's even there,
He's not
it
even
might
there.
be empty, so.
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
passed away a couple of
I
years
get
ago.
it.
I have a question. When did you want me to put the signs up? And
Oh,
where?
Tomorrow. At the beginning of every street, put one on Country Lane, one on Tanglewood, one on Live Oak. And then one on, at the entrances, and then one on Redbud. So Live Oak and Redbud will be at Hardin Loop. And
Love Oak and,
Redbud.
Over by the church.
Yeah.
it's gonna be,
Yeah, you. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. I've got a soft mouth too, so,
Oh, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
As well.
yeah, so, yeah. that's- Yeah.
they're on both sides, so they turned out good.
I think they're beautiful.
They're great.
Yeah, they look good, but yeah, if you can put them like Country Lane and Tanglewood too, like on the Cannon Loop. That way, anybody driving into their house.
Yeah.
Will see it.
Are you gonna have it like on 1646 up there?
Well, should I-
I'll,
Yeah. Sure.
Just make sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That would
Yeah.
just give me the time.
Yeah, probably maybe tomorrow evening. when we get to work.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I spend most of my afternoons at home.
These guys. Oh,
Yeah.
I talked to you like
Yeah,
that.
I'll,
But I'll be glad to- Well, I think we ought also start thinking about putting out the cleanup thing. It says next Saturday.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
no,
So you
Okay,
can't do
yeah,
that.
let's,
know.
let's not put that until Sunday before. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, solar eclipse. Now I would like another haze happenings to come out with it, or we can print off just that portion of the haze happenings. And I'd be glad to go door to door and put them on people's door to come as a reminder, like about 2 weeks before. There's gonna be a lot of traffic out. I'm already warning that the grocery stores are gonna be sacked. They've declared emergency. A lot of schools are at it.
oh.
I know, everybody's coming to Texas.
I'm telling everybody, I'm posted on next door, avoid the crowds, I mean, it's gonna be, traffic's gonna be just
Crazy.
insane,
So
and they
well
said
said,
even
too.
the next day.
Oh.
Oh, we will be heading back, yeah.
Just a warning,
Oh, we can.
And
do
that's-
it.
that's-
It's in your page.
Travel on his
Maybe
birthday.
more than you think.
We don't know,
That's his birthday.
we don't
That's
know.
my grandson's birthday.
Oh,
The
my
8th.
brother's birthday.
Hey,
That's why I wanted.
So, yeah, that's the plan.
You want me to make 92 coffee?
Yeah, I don't. I'd be glad, what I do is I just get a rubber band and attach it to the front door knobs and. Because we cannot use the mailbox, it's illegal without a stamp on, unless we buy stamps. We do like we
If you
do,
need help, let me know.
okay.
It's 92.
It has to be a step.
It doesn't look very long, I know, because I did that before.
Yeah, we did
Barb
that.
Letterman and I did it, and it took very.
Yeah, and you and I did it for the TC.
Yeah, that's what it
protest, so, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the update. We filled out 5Gs. We're moving to 5H, receive updates and take appropriate action on office organization, FEMA grants and IT projects. Ms. McFall, do you have any updates on that?
I think everything's pretty, I'm not sure about the meeting being on YouTube. It was last time, it was very nice,
Okay.
but I don't know if Harvey puts it on or it just goes
He
on.
does.
Yeah.
He does.
Hopefully it will.
Okay.
That's something.
Okay. No other questions? We close that one out. And we will move on to 5I. Receive updates and take appropriate action regarding upgrades to the city of Hayes and Elliott Ranch pump stations. Mr. Rob Schubert.
Good evening, council.
It's been so quiet.
So on 5F on the Elliott Ranch pump station upgrades, I've got text message.
5I.
Can y'all hear me okay?
5I. Agenda item 5I.
Yes, item 5I. On the Elliott Ranch upgrades. Was one of the action items on the punch list was replacing the well seal. I've had some communications with Timothy Young with PGMS. As y'all may know, the Elliott Ranch well number 1 production has dropped off somewhat, and they're proposing and working through with Advanced Water Well Technologies to pull the pump and motor out of Elliott Ranch Well 1, have it inspected and tested. Then also they want to run a downhole camera survey to see if there's any, problems with the casing or the screen or the aquifer. So they had submitted a proposal today of this being Advanced Water Well Technologies. By the way, we used them on Elliott Ranch Well 2, and they did a really fabulous job for us on that particular well about 2 years ago. But I have a proposal from Advanced Water Well Technologies via Timothy Young for $4,384.50 to that includes mobilization, do a downhole camera survey for $1,500. Mobilization, I believe, is $300, and to inspect and disassemble the pump and test it for $292, and just a fuel surcharge for it all. So it comes to $4,384.50. This is not an unusual expense for a well that is the age and duration of well at ranch number 1. And I'm just looking for council approval or awareness of it and possible approval of this quotation. Then as we go back with the new well, with a pump and motor or another replacement pump and motor, which would be an additional expense, we will then replace the wellhead and get that in compliance with TCEQ requirements.
Well, but, Sam, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I remember when we did that to well number 2 in Elliott Ranch, and there were some problems. I think it ended up costing around $30,000, and is that correct? 25,000? Something like that, Don.
It was definitely a 5-figure number.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Tony?
The numbers you gave me, what's the total cost? I mean, you said $4,350.
$4,384.50
That's for the total cost.
for pulling the well, mobilizing, pulling the well, and the downhole camera survey, and testing out the existing pump and motor. Now, if that existing pump and motor is the issue and causing the lower production, then we'll need to replace both those items.
So
What
what's
cost?
the replacement cost?
Pardon, sir?
What's the replacement cost?
90-gallon minute pump and motor is going to run probably around 15,000.
And is this readily available, or is there a lead time associated with the new pump?
They're generally available in this size. I could check with Austin Pumps, where we buy most of the Gould's type pumps or Gunford's type pumps, but I can get you quotes on those.
Are we putting a new pump? No, we're not putting a new.
We have to look at it first and see if we need
And
this.
this year,
Also, the timing, better to do this in the spring when we have wet weather than possibly in the summer. So probably want to see that, give Don permission to take care of it, because he always does such a good job of taking care of us.
Yeah, so Don, just walk me through this, the 5,000 rounding. We're gonna do the inspection check, the pump, and then if it is the pump. Then you would need approval to move forward with 15,000.
That was my estimate at this time. I can get you a hard quote.
Okay, so, I mean. We can approve you, for the 5,000. Or we can also approve you for not to exceed of like 16,000 if. That is the case, whatever the council wants to do, let's think about it. What's the best case moving forward, because I don't want. Don to get in a situation where it is a pump and then he needs to wait another month for approval for a second,
Yeah,
budget increase, so.
that's smart.
Just trying to make this more efficient than, two council meetings,
So we
so,
have to do it twice.
yeah, so, Don, are you? I just want to be your estimate firm on either that not to exceed a 15, 16. What is it in your opinion?
It would be
Well,
19.
the total of the two activities would be not to exceed 20,000.
Okay. There you have it,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
If everyone's okay with that. Some people don't have to be okay with it, I would still suggest a motion to move forward. Lydia has made a motion. Is there a second?
Okay. We'll let Glenelle do this.
Okay.
Glenelle.
She needs a second.
Oh, no, seconded. We'll move this to a council vote. All in favor?
Yeah,
All in
that's
favor?
good.
Okay, all in favor not to exceed $20,000 for the wellhead.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, we get an update.
Don, can you give us an update to the council BCC as soon as things happen?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I'll let Mr. Davis know and Ms. McCall know.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And I just approved by the council the advanced water well technologies, and I'll scan this in and send it tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll keep you posted. And also I want to work real close with Elliott Ranch and D and the HOA just to be sure everything's coordinated and they know what's going on.
Thank you. Okay, closing out 5I, moving on to 5J, receive updates and take appropriate action on proposed well number 3 on Country Lane.
Yes, I visited with a number of drillers. I haven't received any and really made formal proposals out for well drillers for number 3. So I haven't really taken any action, been really busy this last month. But I will pursue that, get on top of that here this week. And get y'all quotes on number 3. Of course, it's been approved by the TCEQ. It's approved by the Barton Springs District on the plugin. So, and I'm putting together a proposal that involves both the plugging of the existing well number 3 or the Country Lane well, and then drilling well number 3.
Okay, so Ms. Ross, you reply to the next council meeting, will we have enough information to?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
We're good. Can I go ahead and get the Gantt chart or schedule?
Yes, and
An updated
so
one.
that would include updated schedules, pricing, any pertinent information, background history of companies, right? Proposed project manager, those sorts of stuff. So that's that detail that I would like to see, and I'm sure council would like to see that too as well.
Okay. Also,
Okay.
any idea of the price range? Did they talk about any prices that are swimming around? I mean, I know you don't have a set in stone proposal, but what do you feel like the ballpark price would be for this?
And we already,
So we don't have figures down.
Yeah, I had prepared a budget for the council the last meeting for the new Country Lane well number 3, and I'm projecting the drilling and the equipment costs, including the pipeline, the connecting pipeline to the existing 4-inch to the Tanglewood pump station at $140,500.
Okay.
That's would be construction cost.
Okay. All right.
Then I
Nice
provided a
looking.
timeline as well, dealing with the 2 generator projects and the well number 3 at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Mr. Davis has been working on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions on 5J? Okay, closing that out. Move on to the last agenda item on 5K. Receive updates and take appropriate action regarding the installation of generators for the city of Hayes and Elliott Branch well sites.
Well, at the last council meeting, did y'all want me to go ahead and get the prices and purchase the 2 generators and the switchgear? Or you want me to wait until we get the final TCEQ approval?
Have we applied for TCU approval?
I have not made a formal application. I have visited with them, also visited with another electrical company so to confirm the switchgear that we need and the electrical connections that we need. But I have not submitted a formal request to the TCEQ.
We agreed to that last one.
I will do that though.
We agree that we need an approval in order to proceed forward.
It does
I
take
thought we did
several
that.
months.
We mentioned that was gonna get started last month.
Yeah, I thought that too, but.
Yeah, we need the approval before
Does the month will drive
the
on.
project manager.
Okay.
Well,
Project manager in big projects, you need approval. As long as everything has to be approved and then you can buy the material.
But once we find the generators, it cuts us out of any grant money. So I think what we were talking about last council meeting was to go ahead and apply for the permit. And you know, see where we are, you know, the prices have come down, if the timeline has shortened any. Because, you know.
Everyone has the meeting minutes from the previous, so Don, we need you to move forward on this. This was an action on the last council meeting. Yeah, Rocky provided handouts stated we will still provide approval. GPQ for generators and to find drillers for the project. Paper work is for generator. P for drillers, councilwoman. Lydia Brian Valdez filed a motion to authorize engineer Rob Taylor to begin the process for bids for the country's lane well number 3 drillers and TCEQ permit process for both generators.
So we lost 30 days already.
So get started on that too as well.
Yeah, I apologize to the council for not getting the generators submitted to the TCEQ. I just literally been run over, a little busy. But I will get that done and filed with them.
Great.
Yeah.
And Don, if we can please have an updated Gantt chart with realistic timelines.
I
Across
can
the board.
update this. I could update that once I file with the TCEQ. I would expect about a 4-week turnaround with the TCEQ. It should be pretty straightforward. I mean, the generators have already been approved by the emergency preparedness group. So it should just be a rebel
What
stamp.
we'd like to do is print out the Gantt, so we're gonna put it right up here on the whiteboard. And so that we can have a visual aid for every meeting and see what kind of progress we're making.
Okay, and you're referring to this, I guess you can't see this, it's the
Yeah,
Gantt
we
chart I
can see
did.
it.
Yeah, that's
Because we're gonna print it, a jumbo copy, and put it up on the whiteboard here in our office.
that would be good. That way we know where we are in each of these.
Would 11 by 17 printed
Yeah,
copy
that's
be
fine,
large
and then we'll
enough?
take it and make it the size of one of these signs, we'll take it to Office
Okay,
Depot or
good
something,
idea.
make it a jumbo one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions on this? There's no motion that needs to be made. We made the motion group last meeting, so
Right.
this is just an update, so.
Yeah.
Okay, putting out 5K, moving to 6, adjournment. It is 7:59, meeting is concluded.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks, Mr. Ross Huber.
Thank y'all so
Thank you,
much, I
Don.
Thanks,
appreciate
Steve
it.
Wright.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Can someone give me one of those sticky notes up there?
Bye-bye.